Hello, friends. I am working on a journal. I'll show you here in a minute. I'm going to do some cutting while everybody comes in, while everybody gets caught up and says hello and comes in. I need 11-inch strips of fabric, and I have quite a bit of fabric here, but it only needs to be 11 inches so I can make my mark, like do this for myself. Need to cut it right there. And it doesn't need to be uber precise, but close is good. Close is good. I'm going to try to use up some of these vintage strips I grabbed at a thrift store a while back. Um, some of them are small and some of them are bigger, but we just need 11 inch. 11 by 1, which these are all 1, which is great. Actually, I should go this way, right? Be sure to say hello when you come in so I know that you're here. I'll explain a little more of what I got going on, but I'm just going to keep cutting strips. I should separate 11-inch strips from my little scrap strips, which of course will not go to waste. The ones that are not 11 inches, we can use on something else. I actually really like the blues, so let's do a few more of these. Hello. Be sure to say hello when you get here. Happy to have your company while I'm doing my thing. This one does not look quite, it's a little janky down here. It got a little wonky. Do you see that? Oh, it's a different shape right there. What the heck happened? It's a little curved. What do we have here? I might just straighten this sucker out. I may just go ahead and straighten her out. Let me get a ruler. And I don't need it to be perfection, but this one's way off. I'm just going to cut this sliver and cut it straight. It's good when you have a good, nice blade on, right? Hey, Kim, how are you, friend? What are you up to, girl? What is happening in your world? My son is home from college, so I'm excited about that. I wasn't expecting him this weekend, but he had a group project that was due, and they were able to submit it 2 days early. So he was like, "Man, I can come home for the weekend before his finals." So today he's writing a 7-page paper. He's here, but he has work to do. My other son is at high school today. Husband's at work, but it's just nice to have him in our house. We had dinner together last night. He was looking forward to, he said, I asked him, what do you want to eat? And he said, anything homemade. He's already sick of the cafeteria as a freshman in college, right? It happens. It happens. I understand it. Let's go back with the brown. So what are you up to today, Kim? Thanks for hanging out with me. I think everybody's busy. My live guests, like people hanging out with me, been really quiet the last couple of weeks. And you got Christmas pageants and programs, and I know that our like local bands and orchestra, they have their program, and then the local performing arts community theaters, they have their programs. Then the schools have their programs, and then the churches have their programs. There's just so much to do. That's just talking performing arts stuff. We're not even talking all the things, fundraisers and community or church events. So it's a busy time. All right, I have enough for, let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need about triple that amount. I won't probably get through all of these today, but let's just cut a few more just in case. And I'll show you what I got going on here. We are covering, what I want to do is, I'm really tempted to iron these girls because they're getting really crinkly. They've been in these rolls for I don't know how long. I got them from the thrift store a year ago and they were like that. So they're really wonky. I may just iron these to make it easier for me. That was an unexpected turn. Unexpected thing to do, but I'm going to do it. Let me grab my ironing pad. I'm going to grab my ironing pad and my little iron. They'll just be easier to work with, I think, if I do that for myself. So let's get the little iron out. Doesn't need to be too hot. Time to rejoin the land of living and back to my life. You still miss your sister, Kim. I understand, honey. I understand, girl, and especially the holidays, right? It's hard to be without family. I totally understand that. I'm sorry, friend. Time to get back to it. Well, I'm glad to have your company. I really am. Glad you, even if you just stopped in for a little while, it's just nice. It's just nice. This one, is it wide enough? It is a 1-inch. See, but see how crinkly it is. This will be really hard to glue down. Oh, wow. Look at. So yeah, it's getting really crinkled up in there. It actually would make a great ribbon for tying a junk journal, to be honest. Let's hang on to that one and just use up this brown. Hey, Lynn, what's happening, friend? What's going on, girl? I'm going to work on the Love Letters junk journal. It's just a lot of, here at this point, it's just work. We got some busy work here that has to get done before we can get this thing put together. So, there are just a couple of you here you very well all may know. I mean, if you're Facebook subscribers, I worked on it with you yesterday for an hour and a half. So I just figured today, we'll get together again next week, Facebook subscribers, and I'll work on it again. But I thought maybe I could make a little more progress today so it's not so slow and laborious, right? Let me, these ones are just really, really wonky. I'm going to give them a little help here. I want just the worst of them. I'm not going to do all of them. I just want to help the worst of them. As they get tight, as you get down to the bottom of these rolls, they get tighter, and then they're just a little harder to work with because they're so wonky. As my famous word would be, wonky. How many can I get out of this? Can I get one more? Nope, it's not going to work. It's too short. So that goes in a scrap pile. I don't want to get this big thread ball off of me. That would be nice. Anybody going to have some time to create today? Hey, Gia, welcome. How are you? Yeah, Kim, of course they are. Yeah, she had a long illness, which I understand. You felt like you had time to wrap your head around it. And I know not everybody gets that even. But honestly, it's still hard. When my dad was diagnosed with his, uncurable, he had mesothelioma. That's what he died of. They told him he had 6 months, which was horrible. He lived for 3 years beyond that. I believe it was 3 years. Fantastic, right? But and I lived here, he lived in Boston. Every time I saw him, I thought it was the last time I would see him because he was just going through so many treatments and always sick and not feeling good. And it was so exhausting. And exhausting for me in a different way being away than it was for my family who were there caring for him, right? Like we just had different experiences, but it was exhausting for all of us. I totally get it. These strips, they're narrow and then they get wider, and then it's probably because it looks like they tore them instead of cutting them, so they're not exactly all 1 inch. Now we're getting a variety here of, look at how thick this one is and how thin this one is. Same strip. Look at the difference. We'll see what we get here. I wish I had a little more brown, but I don't, so let's mix in some of the dark blue. Kim, I know nothing can take away what you're going through, but know that you're being lifted. Know that we care. Know that you're not alone. Unfortunately, the holidays are just can be so difficult for so many of us who are missing family. So I don't know that that brings you any comfort or solace, but we're lifting you up, and you aren't alone. You got friends, honey. You got friends. Oh, look, we're at the end of that little strip. I don't know whoever owned these at one point. I don't know what they were doing with them, but I'll get a benefit from them now. I might be done with the ironing. I'm just going to keep it out just in case I need it. Let's do a little work on the sheets, and I'll show you exactly what I got going on here. That was a little strip. Okay. I cut yesterday, I think these are 5/8 inch strips of cardstock. Do some of you know what I'm doing? Thank you, Lynn, for reminding everybody of that. She says, please like this video to help Grace. Thank you for that. It does help us a lot when you guys hit that like, especially on like YouTube trying to build up. For a while, I was doing really well. I need to have 4,000 watch hours to be monetized, meaning I would get some money from any ad revenue. And my numbers are going backwards. They're going the wrong way. So yes, pull something up and watch it. I have some playlists that are like 8 hours long. I mean, I have so much junk journaling, tag making videos on here. I've shared so many over the years that you could pull up a playlist and just let it play in the background on a device, even if you're, only half paying attention. It would be helpful to bring up my watch hour. So thank you, Lynn, for that support. Okay, here's what we have. We have a year's worth of the flower letters. I subscribe to them. You get 24 letters. I think I got 24 letters in a year. You get one every week or every couple of weeks. So I want to keep them. And I said, oh, let's make it. This would be, the stuff is so beautiful that you get with these. And I said, well, let's make a junk journal out of this stuff. Look, when we started reading them, I was like, let's make a junk journal. I mean, it comes with so many beautiful, it has maps, it has embroidery patterns. There's just all Regency parlor games. There's just so many cool things in here. And I thought, let's savor all this and make a junk journal out of it. Well, when I was thinking about making the journal, let me put this aside too. I realized I don't really want to lose. I don't want to fold these pages up and like poke through them. Like I originally was thinking I would fold these in half, poke through them, and like you normally would. Those would become the junk journal pages. But then I thought I don't want to lose the letters. So I took these plastic page protectors that I got from Gannon for school, and I started altering these edges so it's not going to look so ugly in a book. And I am going to 3-ring bind these so that I'll be able to read the whole story again if I want to in the future. And I'm going to keepsake all the stuff that came with it in these clear packs. So it's going to be very different. I have not decided. I'm hoping there'll be opportunities to add other pages that are not encased in plastic. We're just going to see as we go through the weeks of the materials that we got. But before I do that, like I already put together the first couple. Here's letter 1 and here's letter 2. This will go in between. This has all the accompaniments for letter 1, all the accompaniments for letter 2. And we'll flip through the book like this. I got the first 2 done just as like a prototype of like, what am I doing here? And now this is going to take a while. So I'm going to work on this today. I did about 5 of them yesterday. But there is a lot of this to do. As you can see, I got a couple of these done. I had the other 2 done. So we're just, there's another one. So we're just going to work on this with this vintage fabric. You can hang out with me while I do it. I love your company. I love chit-chatting in the comments. So please just join me. Hey, Carrie. How are you, friend? Thanks for being here. Oh, Kim. Hugs, hugs, friend. Hugs, hugs. If you keep the letters in order, you could do the reading of them in the group again. Well, I don't know that I'll do that. It did eat up a lot of the year. It did eat up a lot of the year. It was fun, but it did eat up a lot. I was thinking about, I have I'm sorry, girls, I'm trying to get a chair for myself. I have a prayer group here on Facebook, and I used to go live for 2 years every day at 5 or 6 a.m. I would go live and do a reflection in that group, and I just got burnt out. It just was a lot. I did it for 2 years every day. Unless I was sick, I did it. Anyway, I've been thinking in that group that I could do something active again, but I don't want to commit to going live every day at 5 a.m. I can't really do that. I just can't do it. I know I can't. So I'm thinking about, I did do a book study in that group as well. We read a book by I think his first name is Robert Shree. It was a fantastic book. So I'm thinking about doing a book reading in there. What do you guys think about that? Like, for those of you who are Facebook subscribers, what did you think about reading the letters? Like, Mary's bringing it up here. What did you think about reading the letters, being read a story in that way? That was fabulous. I'd never done the flower letters before, and it's really fun to have all that stuff accompany or come with it. I think this one's out. I think I can officially throw this one out. Oh, no, I got a little more coming out. But can't really afford to do that all the time because it's like a couple $100 to invest in that thing. It was fabulous. I'm so excited. I'm going to have the junk journal from it. But there are lots of fantastic books I could read. If you guys were interested, I just don't know. Like, obviously, it makes a lot of sense for a prayer group because reading then reflecting, it's what you do in a prayer group. But what do you think about that? Either for Facebook subscribers or in the Crafty Chicks Club, the free group over on Facebook. I could do something in there, but I just don't know what the interest is and what topics you'd want to hear about. I collect art books. I don't know if you know this, but whenever I'm at thrift stores or our local library has a sale a couple times a year, they sell books that they take out of circulation or that were gifted to them that they didn't put in circulation. And anytime I see an art book about an artist that has artwork in it, I grab it because the artwork photos are amazing and I can learn so much about these artists and their styles and things like that. Now, I read one. Modigliani is probably one of my favorite artists. He has been since I was really young. I just am really drawn to his portraits. So I think I've read a couple of books about him. But other than that, I love to look through them like adult picture books more than reading reading all of the commentary on it. But I'm curious to know what you think. All right, I will say that beacon does clean up easy. It does clean up easy, but it's not always fun to work with. It's so sticky. All right, let me get Mary's comment as we're talking about this off the screen so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Sounds good to you, Gia? What kind of things are you interested in hearing? That Mary said she enjoyed it. Awesome. Hey, Janet Feeland. How are you, friend? Birthday twin. Our birthday's coming up. It's coming, girl. What are you doing for your birthday? We got in the mail yesterday. We got this huge box. And I was like, what is that? And my son was like, it looks like it's food, like it's perishable. I'm like, I didn't order anything like that. So we open it up, and it is a tiramisu cake that my brother and his girlfriend sent to us for Christmas. And then his girlfriend, Elaine, she messaged me last night. She's like, I just want to make sure you got that cake. It says it was delivered, and I want to make sure it makes its way into the freezer or the fridge. And I said, yes, we just opened it. It's beautiful. It was just came with a cake knife and everything. It was packaged just beautifully. So I told her that, and she said, well, maybe you can have it for your birthday. I was like, yes, maybe this will be my birthday cake. So I have some tiramisu waiting for us. It's just so beautifully. It was so beautifully presented. Seriously. Man alive, just such a nice little treat to get in the mail. So unexpected. It's not something they normally do, so it was completely unexpected. So nice. So what are you doing, Janet? Do you have any plans for your big old birthday coming up? I told my husband I want lemon cake. He's like, really? I tell him every year. They usually get me a darn cheesecake. Cheesecake is not my favorite, but they don't listen to me. It's terrible, girls. It's terrible. Anyway, I told him lemon cake is my favorite. Like just plain. You can get me a Dunkin' High lemon cake with white frosting. That is my ultimate favorite. Anything lemony. I said, I'll even make it. And he's like, really? I said, yes, you do not have to buy me a cake. I just want a plain old fashion kitchen made lemon cake with frosting. Yum, yum. I mean, if I could have gourmet lemon cake, that would be great. But we really don't have any really good bakeries like that where we live. So I'll just do the good old Duncan Hines thing and it'll be good. You're going to do something quirky? I got it yesterday. Janice, I haven't opened it yet. So Landon came home last night from college and then Maddie came over. So I made dinner late because Maddie didn't get off work till 6:30. It came around that time. And I was cooking dinner and then we ate dinner and then I stayed up till midnight hanging out with Landon. I did not open it yet. I did not open it yet. Girl, it's a big box. What did you send me? It's so cute too. The tape on it is so darling. Friend. Thank you already. I don't even know what's in it and I'm excited. When should I open it? Should I save it for my birthday? I'm going to do crafting and chatting in the Craft Therapy Club. And I think I'm going to try to do some special different things on that day on Tuesday because it's Janet's birthday and it's my birthday. So I want to plan maybe some giveaways and some fun things for craft and chat. I might not even craft. Maybe I'll do some kind of game or something. And we play bingo for prizes a lot, but maybe we'll do something. I don't know. I haven't come up with exactly what, but we're going to do something for that little birthday celebration. Maybe I could open it then. No, oh my gosh, it came yesterday. When did you send it? I'm sorry I didn't send you a note right away. See it? Oh, Gia, she said, I gotta run. I probably already missed her. Goodbye, Gia. Goodbye, goodbye. Tell me when do you think I should open it? I'll do whatever you want, friend. As the gift giver. All right, so this is a little like damp. So I will just like lay it somewhere where it's not gonna stick to anything else while it's drying. That's it. It is a little bit cumbersome. I wish the glue was less difficult to work with because this would go by a lot faster if the glue weren't so darn persnickety. It's like so sticky and awful, but I hate to waste it. I don't know. Am I too much of a frugal Fanny? Like, would you just throw this out? All right. Now, this is really getting ridiculous. It's taken so long to come out. That one I'm throwing out. Yay, we got rid of a glue bottle. This one it has enough that it keeps oozing out into the cap, so that'll be fun to deal with later. I don't know. Tell me in the comments, what is your favorite glue? I think our glitter glue overall is the best, but it does sometimes show through fabric. So I feel like I need to have one of these kinds of either Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1 Beacon on hand for when I work with, especially fabrics that are thinner, because it does show, I feel like it shows through sometimes. But if like for paper, my go-to would be art glitter glue for sure. All right, I don't really want that to show, so I'm trying to get it right on the line there. And then let's add some more and get some fabric on there. Pitch it! I love you. She says, she gave me permission. Pitch it, girl. Get rid of it. Thank you for cheering me on. It was time. I was like, just fighting the dang glue bottle. I mean, I'm so glad when I can just pitch it. Thank you for encouraging me. That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, wait a minute. What does Janet say?
I sent it on Monday. Oh, wait, this is Janice. I sent it on Monday, and the post office said it could take a week because they're so backed up. I'm hearing I'm hearing people complaining about the post office the last week. Not, I mean, so I kind of see what they're saying. I think they are backed up. I don't think he or she was telling you a lie there. I need you to come down just a little bit, guy. Come on, scooch, scoochy, scooch. You need to cover this side. Janet, my keyboard is sensitive today. Probably getting my hair cut and a coffee and dessert with friends. Janet, that sounds like a great day. Sounds like a great way to spend your birthday, girl. Are you going to be there for our birthday craft and chat? You don't have to be. I mean, girl, it's your birthday. You do you. We'll be singing happy birthday anyway. You can watch it later. You can save it for later when you're done with your dessert with your friends and your haircut and all your goodies that you got planned. I think it sounds like you have a great day planned. I have been known to, these bottles, bang this so hard that this thing breaks. Isn't that awful? That's how impatient I get with my glue. I think this is too short, girls. What am I going to do here? I think it's too short. Look at this. What the heck? What did I do? It just is too short. What do I do? This is, well, either side can be the front. I think I'm just going to have to live with it. What do you think? Would you take it off? Tell me in the comments. Would you take it off and put a new one down? Or would you be able to live with that way? I don't like the plastic showing. I don't mind the paper showing, but this white plastic, I don't like it at all. If I cannot get this to behave and not show this, would you chuck this one? Rip it off and start over? Or what would you do? That doesn't bother me. The paper doesn't bother me. I do not want to see that white plastic on this side, though. We're going to pull. There. That's better anyway. It's not perfect, but it is better. This one was, how did I not notice how wonky that guy was? All right, I think I can live with that. It's not perfect, but well, I might have to avoid. Maybe I should test this before I use another one. It needs to be 1 inch, and it is. So this should cover it. Maybe I cut the piece of paper, the strip of paper too big, and I didn't notice. I doubt it, but any way you want. Tag me in the comments in case I'm on the ship and not on the live. That way I can get back and watch. Oh, when are you leaving again? I have a tickle in my throat, you guys. I'm so sorry. Janice, when are you leaving again for your trip? I try to use Beacon as often as I can on the crafty projects that I also have Fabri-Tac on hand. Lynn, you clearly you don't struggle with it. I mean, it's like my least favorite glues. No, don't take offense, girl. Like we could each like different glues. It's like my least favorite. It drives me crazy. I hate how gummy and gooey it is and sticky and ugh. So many other words can I come up with to describe it? I bought this recently. Like, I don't need more glue, but I hadn't seen glue all, and I thought, I wonder how good that works. The first thing I used it on, I can't remember what it was, but it didn't work great. So we'll see. We shall see. I really like the clear Elmer's for my decoupage projects, the decoupage paper project. The books that I got going on, it works great for that. So I thought maybe this other one could work for other things. We'll see. It says for household repairs, craft projects, and more. That's what it says on it. So Lannon's here. He got a present for his dad for Christmas, and it just came in the mail. He said to me last night, Mom, you have got to grab Dad's gift. If Dad sees the box, he's going to know exactly what I got him. So he was like, oh, we have to watch the deliveries really, really closely. Well, then it just came. So he came in here right before I went live. He's like, look at Dad's present came. He's really excited. There is a breakable item in it. I hope it made it okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. It's a good thing I didn't open it right away. You know what? When there are breakable items and you send them, it was 7 below zero yesterday. And that's when it arrived, and it sat outside for a while. So when you're dealing with cold temperatures and you have breakable items that come in the mail, don't even open it. Just leave it alone. I know it's tempting, but let it come to room temperature completely before you go opening that package, because it gets extremely brittle. Like breakable, especially like glass things or hard plastics, they're going to get really, really brittle in the cold weather. And then you're going to chance breaking it, chipping it, cracking it, whatever. That's my little iron saying, use me. I'm just going to shut it off. So it's a good thing then that I let it sit for the night and just let it come to room temperature. It's in my office on the floor. Otherwise, I'd grab it right now, but it's not in here. It's across the house in another room. There's something definitely off with these. Look at this. It's okay. We're gonna do it. Beacon 3-in-1 is what I use because it works on everything, paper, plastic, all types of new and vintage. Oh, good, Lynn. I like Beacon 3-in-1 probably better than Fabri-Tac. I don't know. Do I? I'm not sure. I don't like the smell of it though. It does stink, I have to say. Oh, come on. I got like a big, oh, do you see that? Like a big thread mixing in with the gooey glue. And that's really giving me some goo to work with. Jeez Louise, jeez Louise, what you doing to me? It's actually, once you get a groove going, it's not too bad. I really do like the vintagey vibe. Oh boy, I got a lot of sticky right there. I gotta get a wipe and wipe that. I don't know what happened here. Oh, goodness. Sticky. I was gonna say sticky dicky. I don't want to get in trouble. Sticky Mickey. Oh, good gravy. It's just gooey, sticky crap. Oh, see, I don't like this blue. I'm not going to use any more of the brown because look what it's doing. It's like not covering all the way. I mean, I can live with it, but I don't love it. Okay. I'm not doing any more of the brown. You're fired. Oh, I have a lot of them here too. Okay, first, I gotta get something to get the glue off my fingers and off the table. Glue all except the following. What does that mean, Janet? Miss Janet. What you saying, girl? What you saying? Okay, I would love to know. Oh, I could have, Kim. She said add another piece of fabric to the back and then trim the top. I could have. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. It's okay. Do any of you collect, this is going to sound silly, plates? Like, do you collect kitchenware? Do you have like a vintage or antique china pattern that you collect? Or like, you know, a lot of people in their kitchen, they just have all blue and white plates or all white plates or all brown and white plates or cream plates. Like, what do you do for your kitchenware? Your plates, bowls, cups. I have Corelle and I'm starting to really hate it. And actually, it's really old. It works fine. I bought it. I traded in my stoneware when the kids were really little. And I got this Corelle because the stoneware dishes were like really thick, like Fiestaware almost. They weren't Fiestaware, but they were really thick like that and heavy. And the kids could hardly carry the plates across the kitchen when they were really little with full of food. So and when that stuff dropped to the floor, it would break. So I bought Corelle. I bought a couple of sets of Corelle, and it's really thin. It's, you know, it's easy to stack and easy to wash, and it's pretty much not unbreakable, but pretty darn sturdy. But it's getting worn, and I don't like it anymore. And there's so many pretty, I go to the thrift store and there are so many gorgeous plate sets there that they're selling for like $50. And way back in the day, it went for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And it's like a set of like 16 for six, a set for 16 or a set for 12 people. And I always think to myself, I should just, for $50, I should just grab one of these really pretty vintage or antique sets and use them in my kitchen. But I've been doing a little looking at them like online, and I've fallen in love with a set that's blue and white, but it's rare. Like it's hard to find the pieces, so it's really expensive. So I don't know that I want to do that. There's when you're, especially in Whatnot, because I follow all the, this one might be gone too, Lynn. We might be done here. I'm going to let this one sit upside down for a minute and get a different glue. But this one might be gone too. There are a lot of, this one's half used. And I lost the cap on this one a long time ago. Let me see if I can get any of this out of here. There are a lot of Whatnot sellers that I follow vintage and antique sellers. And a lot of them sell, have patterned dishware, and they may only have like 2 teacups. And they're like, okay, I got, they'll name the, the maker, and they'll name the pattern design, and they'll say, okay, I've got 2 of these teacups, and they usually they're not that, they usually are auctioned off, and they don't auction off for a lot of money because like who wants just 2 teacups? But if you know that you're collecting that particular pattern, man, it would be a steal of a deal to get it that way. But then you're chancing, right? Like, I don't want just 2 teacups. I need a kitchenware set. So I don't know. I got to knock it around in my brain. There's the set that I absolutely love. The serving platter is being auctioned, but it's really expensive. I looked it up though, and it can go for like just that one platter alone because it's a rare design. Of course, I would fall in love with a design that is no longer manufactured and is rare. But the damn platter is like $100 right now on the auction. I'm like, I cannot spend $100 on a stupid platter. But I looked it up and it sells like on eBay for like $400. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know what to do. You love when dishes don't match. I kind of like that too, Kim. You have your husband's grandmother's china. Do you know like the brand name, or like if you saw, you wouldn't know it if you saw it, but do you know the name of it? What color is it? Oh, Lynn, see, I love that. She says, I use old plates and bowls that remind me of my grandma's. I do really love the brown and white stuff. And at our local vintage store, they had 3 little brown and white bowls. I mean, they were cheap. They were like $1.50 for 3 bowls. So I grabbed them. I'm like, oh, they're really pretty. And you can always use bowls. Like the kids are always having like, my husband will get like a bowl of smoked almonds and sit at the TV watching TV. Or the kids will get like a little bowl of pretzels or something. So I got those and I'm really happy with them. But I'm like, I don't know. Do I keep trying to go with the brown and white? The set that I absolutely fell in love with is blue and white, which I didn't think I would be attracted to, but it's called Liberty Bell. So it is like all colonial Liberty themed. So it has like the Old North Church in Boston. So, of course, Boston is where I'm from. And there's a lot of Boston stuff that has colonial, like, Revolution stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need this set. It's so beautiful. But you can't find the whole set. You would pick up pieces here and there is what you would do. Because it's, they don't make it anymore. And I'm sure it's like if you can get somebody's old set of dishes and they're not chipped away at and broken, it would be like a miracle. I think this one's going to be too short too. What did I do here? I think the 1-inch pieces are not enough. I think I need 1 1/4 pieces. Because look at this. Although I love the blue, here we are with the blue and white again. The other option is I could, this is just going to drive me crazy. The fact that these are not, what does it look like on the other side? Yeah, it's making me sad. Stop doing this to me. I have to go with wider strips, girls. I can't do it anymore. I'm gonna let these ones slide, but they're hurting my soul. I feel like a whiny, like a Debbie Downer. Just stop whining, Grace. It's okay. It's just paper and fabric. Don't let it stress you, girl. Now I'm talking to myself. Okay, we're just gonna let this one go, but I'm not doing any more of these. I have to measure, or maybe, ugh, this glue just got everywhere. This was not a good idea. Okay, this glue, I can't use it. It's getting everywhere, the white glue. But at least I can see it and wipe it off. I don't want these sheets to be all icky. That's just moisture from the wet wipe. I think it's just moisture. That's glue. Just stop it now. All right, I got to get back on track. I can't use the white. Oh, good gravy. You're killing me here. This is getting to be more challenging than I bargained for. All right, I'm not doing this. I'm not using the white glue because it's making too many marks. I need the clear glue. And these strips have got to be at least, see, these ones are right. These are not 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches probably. The 1-inchers aren't going to work. Sorry, dudes. So let's do a quick check on these. These are more than 1 inch. Yep. Yep. This one I can just see it. No, that one's not going to be wide enough. Go away. Go away, you. Go away, you. This one, it is on this side, but down here it's not. Go away. It's black and gold with a white background from Bavaria. Wow. Kim, that sounds so special. Man alive. I don't think I've ever said that. Have I? Man alive. That sounds awesome. Sounds very stately, black and white with gold. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. All right, I think all of these are rejects. These are the ones I'm going to stick with for now. These poor souls. You're going to have to find another job someday. Oh, Kim, that's a great idea. Maybe just grab like plain white ones. That's a really good idea. I think, oh, Janet says she has blue. Mary has plain white and black. Oh, white and black. Wait, white or black plates. I bought a set of each from IKEA. You can all different kinds of decor for holidays or seasons that work. Yes, exactly. Exactly. But I, like Kim said, this comment, I love when dishes don't match. I do too. I love the just, I don't know, the variety of that and the goodness of that. So I don't know. Look up Liberty Blue. Or you know what? I could do it this way. There's where I can see your comments. Let me look it up. I'll show you. It's so pretty. Liberty Blue. It's pretty to me because it's all about colonial America. That is what makes me so excited. So I'm going to see if I can make one of these bigger. Like this one. So usually it tells you what the plate has on it. Like what building or... I don't know what this building is. This doesn't say. Usually it does. But they all have different. Like here's one. Here's an oval vintage 12-inch serving platter. Geez, $57, right? Like, are you kidding me with that? I would have to fall in love with one. This one. Look at, they have the American flag. Can you see that? Look at the flowers. $120 for a stupid platter. But it's unique and rare, I guess. That's why. And if it's in beautiful condition, it's all worth more the value. Man, usually, here it is, item specifics. It's ironstone. The brand is Staffordshire. Has some cosmetic wear. This one just says seen in the center. The other listings that I've found tell you exactly what the scene is. These guys are on a boat. They have the American flag with them. How cool is that? Let me just see. Can you just see the set? Like, show me a set. Oh, look at this. What? Etsy in stock. What? This person like has everything. You don't usually see this. I'm curious now. We're going to look at this. Look at all the teacups they have. Wow. Look at all those plates. This person has a mother load. There's Betsy Ross making the American flag. These teacups have Paul Revere on them. See, I know all this stuff because I'm from Boston, so I kind of know. I kind of grew up with this stuff in my backyard. Many different patterns and sizes. Can you imagine? Look at all this, girls. So pretty. I really am mostly attracted to it. I know I am mostly attracted to it because it's got to do with colonial America. And I love it. I'll go back to seeing your comments. Hey, Carol, how are you? When I got married 46, hey, Gail, I see you. When I got married 46 years ago, you picked out your good china and crystal. I only use 2 to 4 times a year, so I'm passing it on to my daughters. Gail, just telling my son's girlfriend about this. I got married 20 years ago, and by then I think people were coming out of doing that. Well, it's 20 plus years now. I think that couples were just kind of, I got married when I was 30. Chris and I had already had our own households. Like I had an apartment, he had a house. I was explaining to Maddie, I was like, you used to register for your plates, like, and people would do like a day wear, and then they would do, I'm looking for more glue, girls. They would do a day wear set. Like my sister had a day wear set, and then she had her fine china for the holidays, which actually, now thinking about it, like we don't really need 2 sets, do we? Anyway, the fine china, I was telling her, like, you would buy someone a place setting, and that would include 1 dinner plate, 1 dessert plate, 1 soup bowl, 1 maybe cup and saucer, unless you went with crystal, like a different glassware, right? And that might cost you $125. So you would get them as 1 guest to the wedding, you would get them 1 set. If you're a couple, you might get them 2 sets if you were super generous, but it's expensive stuff. So that's why people only used it infrequently. They didn't use it very frequently because you don't want to mess it up. Let's see if we can get any more. Yeah, there's definitely more in here. Yeah, I was telling them, and I actually had this conversation. I've been talking about this actually for a while now because I had this conversation as well with one of the volunteers, one of the ladies I know. She's actually my neighbor, and she volunteers at the thrift store that I go to. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have some amazing china sets, and they sell for like $60 for the whole darn thing, $70 for the whole darn thing. And I'm like, you have some amazing. She's like, I know, people don't use it anymore. They just don't use it anymore. And I said, well, there are a lot of young women I know. It's become trendy again to collect these things and to use them daily, not just collect them and put them in a hutch and look at them, but to collect them and actually use them on a daily basis. Because we can get them for a lot less expensive most of the time than you guys got it when you got married, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever it was. But wow, our local thrift store has like probably 5 or 6 like complete sets or near complete sets, right? Like they might be missing a bowl or something that broke along the line with the first owner, but it's astounding to me how beautiful these sets are and that they're just sitting there at the thrift store for months on end with nobody grabbing them. The one day I was there, and this man, there was a set, it was a stoneware set. It was not fine china, it was stoneware. And the man was like, I'm just looking for 4 of everything. He said, my elderly parents live on the farm. They kind of need new dishes. I don't need all like 8 serving sets of this. Can I just break it in half? And the lady was like, yeah, we can price it for you. We break it in half. So they took this, it was like a German, it was really pretty. And it was like mainly cream. I think it had like some etched flowers, but nothing colored on it. And he grabbed them for his older parents who were living on the farm and needed some new dishes in their kitchen. How sweet is that? But yeah, they were willing to separate the collection so this guy could grab just what he needed. But that stuff just sits there. I go about once a week and the stuff is still sitting there week after week after week. No one's grabbed it. It's crazy to me. And I'm thinking I should just trade in my corral and get something fancy and pretty that I like. Why am I messing with the corral? My corral is starting to get, I don't want to say stained, but I put it in the dishwasher almost all of the time. And it has like this discoloring on it that if I really scrub, it'll come off. But I don't know if it's from the dishwasher. I don't know if it's just that they're that old. I don't know, but I'd like to replace them. I have blue willow pattern. It's from England. Some are new and some are really, really something. They were gifted to you. Blue willow. I want to look it up. Can I look it up? My doctor and I were talking about that. Use it. Don't lock it up. If that's what it makes you smile, then feel special. Exactly, Janet. I think it's better to just use it, right? Use it up. Thank you, Lynn, for reminding everybody. You are the best friend. You are the best. You are the best. Let's look up blue willow. Do you mind, Janet, if we look it up? Let's see what the blue willow looks like. I bet I can look it up on Etsy. Blue willow bowl embroidery. So let's go with the bowl. You tell us, Janet, is this it? Oh, it's pretty. It is pretty. It looks Japanese. A lot of it, I'm learning. China either comes, there's a couple of places, it seems commonly to either come from Japan or England. Every once in a while, you see another European country. Blue willow dessert bowl. It's pretty. The color blue is amazing. Huh, is that it, girl? Is that, do we find it? Do we find it? Oh my gosh, it's almost already an hour. I've been really enjoying our conversation, by the way, girls. I got like a little ball of glue there. Thankfully, it had already dried. This is just going to take me forever. So thank you for allowing me to do this with you here today. Because Germany, yes, Germany. Like I said, that one man that was buying that one stoneware set was from Germany. I did, because I looked at it after he collected all the things he wanted. He got like, I think it was 4 of everything, like 4 cups and saucers, 4 dinner plates, 4 luncheon plates. I don't remember what else was there. But anyway, he grabbed it all and then he left and I was kind of still in that area. And I was like, now I'm curious, like where, because it is really pretty. It's not fine china though, it's stoneware. And it came from Germany. I did notice. They also have some plates that have fruit on it. They're little like dessert plates or like maybe a salad or an appetizer plate kind of thing. They're little. They're probably like 5 or 6 inches. They have a lot of them. They have like 10 of them and they all have different fruits on them. It reminds me, my sister's daywear pattern was called Evesham. And these plates that they have, they're from Germany and they're just beautiful, but they want like $2 a piece. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I need to be able to get it for poor girl prices. Don't be offended. I need to get it at pogo prices. That's why this one Liberty Bell plate that I'm looking at, I had to look it up. I'm like, why is it selling for $100? For goodness sake, it's just a plate. It's so beautiful. It's a platter and it has the Declaration of Independence depicted on it. And I want it so badly. But it's going for $100. So I'm like, $100 really? Is this this is a thrift store auction. Like, how could it possibly be going for $100? Well, then I look it up, that actual plate. If you look up Liberty Blue, Declaration of Independence platter, like I found it for $395 on one site. I'm like, what? It's very rare. Like I can't really find it a whole lot of places. So it's like, that's why it's so expensive. There's probably just not a whole lot of them left. If I got that, I would not use, I think I would hang it on the wall. I just got a replica of the Declaration of Independence framed at an auction and it's hanging in my living room and Landon noticed it As soon as he came home, he was like, "Oh, we got the Declaration hanging now." I'm like, "Yep." And he's like, "Oh, Mom, that's awesome." So I took down one thing to put up the Declaration of Independence because I just love it. Just reminds me of home and being from Boston. This one's too short too, girls. It's hurting my soul. Why are you doing this to me? I might have to glue all over my fingers. I might have to add more strips. You don't have any china, Carol? I don't either. I mean, I have those 3 little blue and white bowls. I don't think they're fine china. They're more like a stoneware that I got at the thrift store for a couple of bucks. But I don't have anything fine. I have Corelle, and I would really like something fancier. Just not even fancier. Fancy isn't the right word. Prettier. Why? With this, why? Why is it doing this to me? I thought I had measured all these and that they were going to come around. Are these perhaps the problem? Can I get off in my, because if they're too wide, it's just taking up too much space. Let's see if I screw this up. It should be right here. Oh, yeah. If I go this way, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would it be right here? Maybe these are too long. Are they? Can't even hold it down. Oh, they are a sliver too long. Ha ha! I see the problem. It should. Yep. I think my strips. Girls, back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board for you, Gracie. Oh, good gravy. Girl, I can hear my dad's voice. You did it to yourself, Gracie. I mean, how many of these faulty ones do I have to live with? Let me just see. Because this should cover this strip. Yeah, they're just a little too wide. I got to go back to the drawing board with the cutting. OMG. Oh my goodness. Gracie Grew. You did it to yourself. I'm going to have to sliver these down a little further. What the heck? All right, girls, it's been an hour. And this is really like watching paint dry. Although the conversation's been fabulous. There's another set. Wait, just because I can't even help myself. There's another set called, hold on, Curry and Eves, maybe? Yes, Curry and Eves. Here it says butter dish. That I thought was really beautiful. Nope, that's not it. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Look, see, Vintage Royal Sussex Cavalier Ironstone. Like, they have names. Look at Currier and Eves butter dish. Look at the sled and the horse. Shut up. I love it. This is blue and white too, and I love this one too. Royal China, Currier and Eves is the name of this one. This is the gravy boat. It has the same sled on it, the gravy boat. It's under serving odds and ends. It's Currier and Eves vintage dish set. Let's look at that. Look at how cute they are. They're like little winter scenes. Oh, wow. Can you imagine having all that? Girls, choose. You choose Farmhouse Kitchen Retro, a dinner plate. If I choose a dinner plate, it's $15 freaking for one plate. There's only 2 left. Look at how pretty that scene is, though. I mean, you just look at, I love the edges of this too. Jeez, I feel like anything blue and white. Wouldn't it work to just do anything blue and white? If you picked up mismatched, like you said, pick up mismatched blue. Ooh, but this is pretty. Blue and whites. I just really love all this like colonial looking stuff. There's the salad plate. There's the bread and butter plate. There's the dinner plate. So see how they have different designs on them? The edges are the same, but the photo in the middle of the artwork in the middle is different. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. L is long in Eves. The L is long. And what? Ives. Is it Ives? The I is long. So is it Courier and Ives? I thought it was Eves. It's Ives. Thank you for correcting me, my dear friend Lynn. She's so smart. She's so smart, that girl. All right. I got to be cutting. I'm going to be cutting. And this is just a little nerve-wracking to cut these little tiny strips. But I definitely, look at, I was on the wrong. I'm a sliver off. Oh, come on now. This is going to be painful to fix these all. But then my strips will work. I'll be able to use all those strips and it will not be showing. So it is definitely worth it. All right, girls. Have a beautiful, blessed. Thank you for hanging out with me. Lynn, thank you for consistently reminding everybody to hit the like button on the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'm just going to go a little, just to make sure you're getting notifications. I think this one's correct. Make sure you're getting notifications so you know when I go live. Telegram's the best way to do that, but also if you were subscribed or like the channel on Facebook, that's going to help you with that too. You guys, we had that huge outage the other day on Facebook. Poor Christy. Poor Christy from My Artful Adventures. She had organized that whole event. I was the first person on the event opening it up. And most of my video went, but nothing else the whole day long went. Like it just did not, nothing was showing. So that was really, really unfortunate because she did a lot of work to get that ready. And everybody had gotten all of their projects ready. But then Facebook froze me out. And then nobody else could go live for the rest of the day. So those ladies, if you missed that stuff, the ladies are either recording or going live and sharing it into the group so you can still get the content. It just wasn't, it just now isn't in a consecutive ordered event because Facebook was in a worldwide outage everywhere. Like nobody could post, nobody could see things. You probably noticed that the other day. So anyway, well, this didn't go very hot. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Thanks for being here with me. I hope you have a fabulous weekend.